And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Winston. Escaping the pressure right. Winston into the slide, and he's got a first down. He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Yeah, Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too, and you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people. That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up with a very good clip.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock. I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles. And
he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting the lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
These two teams all tied after 1. Second and 10. Now it's Herbert. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. On first down, Justin Herbert. He's got it complete to Gronkowski. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And Gronkowski's got it, complete over the middle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On second down, right back to Hunt. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Butker's kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Winston's throw taken in by Bourne. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Winston. Open man is Bourne.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Now Winston. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. Jameis to throw it. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to fourth down. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And now out come the Jets. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing again on second down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 0-6 Osa Odighizuwa in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. All tied up at 10, 2 minutes left in the first half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He finds his man complete. It's Phillips. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Herbert now. It's caught by Sanders. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Here's Herbert. It's complete to Lockett. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Herbert operating from the red zone. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Touchdown, Jets. Emmanuel Sanders as the first half is winding down. And the Jets have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Final play of the half here, Winston. Buying time to his left. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Jets head out on offense here to start this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass.
It's a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting... ready for their first possession of the second half. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On 1st down, it's Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Winston. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver. 75
yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Winston. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Winston now. A throw left side, caught by the tight end, Freiermuth. Touchdown, Saints. Pat Freiermuth, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Winston. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Not much there, only a yard.
Partner, took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 17-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A handoff for Gibson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 82 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Winston. And this is caught off the deflection. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Winston on 3rd and 2. Got an open man, finds Gibson. Gibson gets hit and he fumbles it. And the Jets have recovered.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They'll run with Hunt on second down, and they're able to bring him down at the 20.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. They'll run with Hunt. Now, he is not going to get the first down as they'll spot this at about the 28. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. They'll run on 1st down. Gibson. He was brought down by Troy Reeder.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And here's a give to Gibson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Gibson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. 3rd and short yardage. Winston. Touchdown! Jarvis Landry with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have moved out in front.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do with good field position. You make the other side pay when you don't have far to go for the score.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now a handoff. Hunt's going to run left. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. This is Hunt on the draw play. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete. Like the design that we're seeing right there, this is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th, they just need to keep working their way downfield, and when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Hunt running left. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll take this one down to the 36. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Throwing, Herbert. It's caught, Lockett. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Gibson again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot,
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.